Hi, I'm Jerry Barker. I am here with Ali Frazier. We are part of the Jerry Barker Group Vacation Home Specialists here in Orlando. And today's video is going to be our fall update. What's happening with the market, what's happening with the properties, what's going on, should you buy, should you sell, should you buy more, what's happening out there. So
lots been going on.
Yeah, it's been a lot's going on. Yeah, lots going on. We just had a visit from Hurricane Ian, and that's been interesting. It's been its own ball of wax to deal with this fall. But let's just talk about a little bit about what we're seeing as far as just the comings and goings and ups and downs in the property and the prices, etc., etc. So we'll go through that first, and then maybe we'll touch on some of the other areas, so you know what's going on here in the vacation home market. We've come off a really busy period. The last 2 years, poor Ali here has been working like crazy, trying to make sure that everybody gets what they need. And as normal, for those of you who don't know, generally in the real estate market, the first half of the year is the buying period. That's when it's busiest. We tend to find that most people are coming here to buy. February, March, April, that's when poor Ali a couple of years ago, was it 6 you had to deal with in 1 week?
In a week. It's busy.
And it's busy, crazy busy. That's a busy time. So the second half of the year, when we move into the fall, usually things are quieting off. That's when we do a lot of our marketing bits and pieces. I think the reason for it is a lot of people are looking. First of all, it's cold, and we find that when it starts to get cold, the phones start ringing. And we're just about to move into that right now. The fall in a lot of places is starting to get chilly, and people forget that they don't want to be in a chilly place anymore. They want to be down here in sunny Florida. So when the phones start ringing off the hook once it starts getting cold up north and in the US and also in Canada, and then we get busy all the way through usually the summer, and then by the time the summer comes, people are then focusing more on their vacations than buying a vacation. So there you understand the cycle of vacation. So we're in a quieter period just now anyway. The things that have affected the market probably the most over the last 2 or 3 months, mortgage rates obviously are going up. So domestic buyers, US buyers affected by the mortgage rate, probably starting to put a damper on that a little bit. The exchange rate, the American dollar has been exceptionally strong against nearly every currency, especially the euro and the UK pound, which has been particularly weak, which obviously affects buyers. All of those things actually help sellers. We have a lot of UK buyers who couldn't be happier right now because they're selling their properties. They bought at 160 or 170, and they're selling it at 110 or 115 or thereabouts. There's a whole bunch of profit to be made just in the exchange rate alone, so we're seeing a lot of that going on. One of the interesting things that's happened, and we could have just picked up on this just recently, was with Hurricane Ian. We've been getting both Alyssa and Ali. All of a sudden we're getting all these calls, and we're wondering where they were coming from, and it's people that have been displaced over in the coast, all those folks that own properties over down there on the west coast of Florida, and they've got no home down there anymore, and they're looking for a place, and they're coming into Orlando. So and we've seen that actually in a lot of the very high end properties. When they see a lot of people coming in and buy them, there's been a lot of big push for those furnished. You can imagine. I never really thought about it till it started happening, but you can imagine you own a nice house over in the southwest corner of Florida, which got devastated by Hurricane Ian, and Orlando basically wasn't touched, and those folks are looking for a place, and vacation homes in Orlando are perfect for that because they're furnished, they're ready to go, and you can just basically come here and pick up, everyone's ready, they can move right in. So we've seen that. That's definitely been a disturbance in the force as far as the market's concerned in that as well. So what else have we got going on with the market right now?
We had a lot of people that put their homes up for sale in the summer that used to get snapped up immediately that are still out there.
Yep.
So a good time to be looking.
Yep. So what we've seen is finally, if you've been trying to buy a property in the last 6 months, it's been crazy. Multiple bidders, properties getting sold the day after they go up. We're finally starting to see the inventory coming back. We're now starting to have good inventory again, which is fantastic, because there was nothing. You had a choice of 1 or 2 properties in each location, and you had to be all over them. But we're now starting to see a little bit of flexibility with the sellers as well.
Yeah.
They're ready to negotiate a little bit more, which is all good news. So prices are starting to come back a little bit. We don't anticipate that they're going to fall an awful lot. A lot of people have got a lot of money in these properties, so they're not going to be prepared to give that up. There's always the odd deal that's out there to be had, but for the most part, Ali's right, the inventory is going up, and when inventory goes up, prices start to come back again. And to be quite honest, I think we're all pretty relieved about that. And a couple of different things. First of all, it's always good to see prices drop. It's good for us. We're buyer's agents. We help people buy, so getting better deals is a good thing. Being able to negotiate.
That's it.
Not being in a position where the sellers just tell you how it's going to be, and you really
not all above listing anymore.
That's
hopefully.
right. Yeah, and not above listing. And we have properties now. We're starting to see an inventory, so you're actually starting to see some good units. So we expect between now and the beginning of the year, any time right about now is a good time to be buying, because the prices are coming back. There's negotiation, there's inventory. Good time to be looking at buying that property. If you've been holding out waiting to see what happens, I would suggest any time between now and the start of the year is a great time to be looking at it. After that, we move back into the buyer's market period, where we're probably going to see a lot more action again, and then inventory is going to come down, prices are going to stabilise, etc., etc. So if you have been thinking, sitting, waiting, I think we're at a really good place right now.
And that's because there's less buyers because of the exchange rates and less buyers because of the interest rates. So as a buyer, you're just in a smaller pool, and sellers need buyers.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit of a perfect storm for buyers right now, because the exchange rates helping inventory go up and prices coming down. The mortgage rate is actually helping prices come down and inventory going up, because those two things usually go together. If you have more inventory, you have lower prices. So a lot of the things that are affecting the market right now in terms of those two items are actually helping you as a buyer, because you're getting lower prices, and you're getting more to choose from, and you've been able to negotiate. Mm-hmm. So
less competition with other buyers.
Less competition. Yeah, well, that was the biggest thing over the summer. Just trying to get an offer in a property. No deals to be had. If you were involved in trying to buy, you weren't able to buy in the last 6 months.
It was hard.
It was hard. It was unique, and I don't think I've ever seen it as crazy as that, where you literally, if your offer in the same day as it went up, and you had to be at least full price, and to go for it. Fortunately, believe it or not, we don't like those days. That's not what we want. We want to have a market where we can negotiate, get people a good deal, and they have some options to choose from. So we're in a really good place right now. Fall of 2020, I think any time between now and the end of the year is a good time to be involved in it. If you're a seller, it is a good time to sell, because for those very reasons, especially the exchange rate. If you're a foreign national and your exchange rates and your benefit, then you probably can make a pretty good profit on that. So either or right now, it's a good time to buy and a good time to sell. A lot better than it was a few months ago, for sure.
Yeah.
Good. And that's really it. That's what's going on here in Central Florida in the Orlando Vacation Home Marketplace. If you've got any questions, you can reach out to myself or Ali, and we'll be happy to go over it in more detail, discuss your thoughts on purchasing here, and be able to assist you with all the information you need to make an educated decision on purchasing an investment vacation home here in Orlando area.
Very good.
Thanks for watching.